All right, hey guys, it's T, man. I'm back. It's Jason Blaha. He's posted another video for us to review. The wonderful lifting slave has posted another video. The recruiting lifting slave who's creating a healthy bank account off off recruiting lifting slaves. So he gets you to lift, and he creates a healthy bank account. Destroy your health. Yes. Okay, that's great. Anyways, let's review this video. It's the old school 300, 400, 500 strength standard for bros. Man, this guy's so delusional, I'm telling you. All right, let's review this.
All right, today I'm going to chat with you guys about something a little bit old school.
You are? Okay.
47 years old. I obviously...
No, you're 47 already? Christ, this time's moving really fast there, Blaha. Isn't it? It's just going too fast. I bet you're proud about saying 47. I guess you want to accelerate aging so much faster so you can show everybody what you look like. 'Cause look, guys, I look great at 100, yes.
Started doing this a while back. Something that I remember...
So this is the new 100. At 47, this is the new 100. I thought it was the opposite. The new 30.
From my early 20s, and I've heard other fitness influencers and YouTubers and people discuss this too who are over 40, and it's stuff that we kind of laugh about is, yeah, when we were...
Over 40, we're part of the over 40 group. Let me tell you something, bros. I'm like in my mid-50s, okay? I am not proud to be in my mid-50s. If anything, all I could think about all day long is being young. I'll explain how this works, how the world works. If all you think about, you become that which you think about. And if all you think about is being young, you will become young. You must think about it. You can create anything. The mind is very powerful in the body. You must think and become that which you think about. Now, all he thinks about is this fake vegan diet, doing fake stuff, fake lifting and weird stuff. And so he's become that. He's become that, what he thinks about all day long. Old, decrepit, 47, lifting these weights and looking practically 80. So that's what happens to you, man, and that's what happened to your coach. But he's a recruiting slave. He's recruiting lifting slaves, bro. Get it? Yeah, by convincing you all these things, planting the seed in your head.
Younger, there was...
Meanwhile, he's trying to create a healthy bank account because he's in a room and he's using a garage. The landlady lets him use the garage because he's renting a room. He has no money left. Yeah, he's so poor.
Considered the basic strength standard of a 300, 400, 500 squat, bench, and deadlift. Okay. Now, before people jump up and say, well, we're talking bodybuilding, but back then it wasn't seen that way. Okay. Everyone kind of trained together, and bodybuilders actually did care about being strong. This idea that bodybuilders don't care about strength is a very, very, very modern idea. Okay.
Remember how negative he was about bodybuilding? It's gay for pay. They don't care about strength. It's a show, naked bodies on stages, and all this kind of stuff, weird things. He talked so badly about bodybuilding. It was so shit. It was garbage, and powerlifting was the be-all, end-all, and everything. And now he's in love with bodybuilding because he's recruiting lifting slaves. He's recruiting gym slaves. Get it, bro? You people must be daft out there not to understand what is really going on here. Why people are like, oh, he's pumping out all this misinformation in his videos. No. What he's doing is recruiting lifting slaves. Why do you think he puts in his community section, he's putting in there, I'm gonna take you from dad bod to daddy bod, or I have 2 slots open for coaching. Yeah, he's constantly doing these things because he's trying to get you to watch. He's recruiting you as a lifting slave. If they could convince you that you're weak, the way do you think they put out this message to fitness industry? Yo, you're weak, man. You got to get stronger, bro. You're weak. What are you talking about? Young people are not weak. Old people are weak. Yes, you get older, you get weak. But young people, they're strong. They're strong. What are you talking about? Oh, I know, because they're eating Cocoa Puffs. It's weakened them, so now they have to go lift the weight because got what? Oh, it's got health benefits. It's gonna make you better lifting because you're eating an unhealthy diet. Oh, great. Okay, I'm telling you, man, everything is about recruiting you. Do you understand? My channel is not about recruiting. Somebody wrote me something now in the comment section. The last video I did on Blaha, the recruiting slave, and so they wrote me some nasty stuff. But bro, I'm not recruiting. I'm not in with anybody. I'm actually helping you. I'm trying to inform you. But then again, maybe he's Blaha trying to write that stuff. Get it? Because he's trying to interfere with what I'm doing. I'm putting out the message of lifting slave. I think people just don't understand. You're all being conditioned. You're being recruited as gym lifting fitness slaves, man. And I'm trying to save you, but I can't save everybody. You're not helping me even help you. If you were smart, you'd post my videos in your comment sections. You understand? Spread the word. Lifting slave, bro. In the do what's his name? What's the Top G over there? What's his name? Top G. He's having everybody spread his message. I forget his name now. Top G, you know who Top G is. He's getting people to spread in their comment sections, and they opened up all these people. He tells them to spread the word, but he's spreading the word to recruit lifting slaves. I want you to spread the word to break the chains, the bonds of being a lifting slave, bro. Being recruited. You understand me, man? Yeah. I'm trying to inform people so they have a choice and not be duped.
It's a very modern idea. And you don't have to look much further back than Ronnie Coleman or Arnold Schwarzenegger or any of those greats. And
look at the people that he admires. They're drug addicts. Ronnie Coleman, Arnold Schwarzenegger, they're pure drug addicts. Arnold, though, I don't know if as a drug addict, he simply used it as a platform to propel his career. That's what he wanted, to escape. He wanted to escape poverty. You understand me? He wanted to escape the bonds, the chains, the bonds of being a slave. He wanted to be free, and he used that to propel him to get to where he wanted. You understand me? He became famous and everything. He used it. But he didn't stay there like these other drug addicts. Ronnie Coleman stayed there way too long, man. He made it totally his profession. Arnold moved on to acting and something else. He didn't make it his profession the rest of his life. He did it. Success is very short. The window's short. He became very successful in a very short window. Arnold Schwarzenegger, weightlifting, and then he became an actor and then a governor.
The bodybuilding world to realize that was the case. And it's the same when you go back even further. Go back to before everyone was using tons of stuff. Okay, before everyone was using tons of stuff, they were pretty strong. They were pretty strong.
Before they were using tons of what stuff? What stuff? Drugs. They were pretty strong. Oh man.
And it's because people prided themselves on strength. Now, does that mean you have to come in and hit?
They prided themselves on strength. They're strong. Nobody's weak out there. Young people are not weak. They're all strong. They're all strong in their own right, in their own way. You understand me? Everybody's strong in their own way. All right? Here's the thing. Here's a question for you. Are women stronger than men? Are men stronger than women? Okay, you're going to say men are stronger than women. Okay, why are men stronger than women? Because they're born that way. That's why. All right? That's why. Because they're muscular. We have different mechanisms. The way we're built is differently. We're not built like women, and women are not built like men. Yet women are both sexes. They're men and women. See, we're only one sex, but women are both sexes.
These lifts all the time at the gym? No, of course not. Of course not. And you see me in this video doing some pretty easy training maxes. These are not 100% maxes. And I think I'm trying to realize what I've got on the bar on each of these. I think it's a 315 bench there, done flat back, right? Flat back, no.
This is, I realize now all these videos he keeps pumping out, showing you all this lifting things. It's subliminal fucking messaging. You're watching it, dude. It's to convince you. You gotta lift this heavy weight, bro. You gotta be lifting slave, bro. Yeah, man, come on, bro. You gotta be lifting slave, gym slave like me, bro. Come on and age yourself and look decrepit like me, guys. Come on, with my sores on my feet and this dad bod boobs hanging out. Sarcopenia.
large, heels flat, wide grip. Doing a pretty deep squat with no wraps. I think it's like 425. It's just not a max. Just a nice heavy single, and then like a 525 deadlift. You guys have seen me pull over 600 multiple times.
We've seen you pull 600 multiple times. Why can't you pull 600 anymore? Why have we seen you pull it, but you can't do it anymore? Why? Why? Because you can't. You can't anymore. I don't know. You can't. This really sucks too. Look at this wide stance. How wide he is. Like he's taking a crap here, doing this deadlift.
But just kind of displaying stuff I've done recently. Just in my normal training. To me, these are just normal lifts. Like these are not.
The truth is, you'll never know if Blaha's not using fake weights. He's in his garage. He's not in a commercial gym. You think he can't buy fake weights in Texas? Try to fake you out to recruit more lifting slaves like you? Convince you, yeah, look, you're old and strong still.
Coming in and showboating and trying.
That plus he's taking steroids. He's still taking steroids so he can lift something heavy. That too is recruiting lifting slaves. Look, I'll explain this. The people that are taking steroids, the influencers and everything, creating all these crazy illusions, is to recruit you. If I can create an illusion, the illusion that you could possibly create that too, even though you can't, because I'm doing something. Let's say because they're doing something artificial, fake. You don't even realize that. Just like in the past, people didn't understand. They saw these bodybuilders, these magazines, and then Weider was selling his powders and all this kind of stuff. And you got to go to the gym and you got to lift heavy and do this and that. Meanwhile, all the normal natural people failed. They failed at doing those things because none of those things work in the natural world. They only work in the artificial world that this guy lives in. You understand me? It's to recruit you so they can get a healthy bank account. They get you to go do the exercise and they grow a healthy bank account. You understand me? They tell you, you go lift these weights, you'll get healthy. Meanwhile, you're not getting healthy. They're getting a healthy bank account. Yeah, man.
This is just normal lifting for me. These are not maxes. They're just hitting a heavy single. Just to kind of get into my groove.
Oh, these are normal lifting for him. I'm beginning to think that he plays this same video over and over and over again. I'm beginning to think maybe he stopped chronically lifting now. Maybe he's been listening to my videos, so he stopped.
Before I do all my pump work and hypertrophy.
He's got this on feet, this loop. It's a loop thing. It's looping and looping and looping and looping. Yeah.
Work. Okay, and then of course after that I do all this 10 plus rep stuff because
I love how he just throws the weights up in the air, throw them up and down, throw them up and down, up and down, up and down.
That's really where most of us gain most of our muscle. Realistically, especially if you're an older lifter, we don't come in and do a bunch of heavy work. I'm not going to come in and do a bunch of rep work with over 500. I've done it. I've done 500 for 11 on camera with no straps. But
He's done it with 500 on camera without straps. He's done it. But now that he's on lower doses of steroids, he's not doing it anymore. Get it? To influence, because he doesn't need to do that anymore to influence you. Because now he's, he's moving for the aesthetic look, right? He's bodybuilding now. So he's not really putting too much effort in powerlifting anymore. He's bodybuilding. So now he needs to recruit the bodybuilders and the powerlifters. More lifting gym slaves everywhere. Got to corner that market, bro. Got to corner it.
I don't want to train like that all the time. It just beats you up. So obviously I come in and I do a lot of dumbbell work and leg extensions and reverse hypers. I do all that stuff, because again, I'm pursuing hypertrophy and connective tissue, but I still like being strong.
Hypertrophy and connective tissue. He likes being strong. No, you're not strong. You're just better at lifting. You're just good at lifting these weights, but you are not strong. You're born strong when you're young. You're not strong anymore when you get old. Yeah, you're not that strong anymore.
It's in powerlifting. Competed quite a bit in powerlifting, judged in powerlifting.
He's not stronger than a young person. I can guarantee you, a young person, even if the young person didn't even practice at arm wrestling, he'll break coach's arm. Trust me, because he's young, he's strong.
But the point is,
and his arm is old. It's deteriorated especially with all this lifting, is weakening him. After a couple of these lifting sessions, the coach is weakened in a weakened state. Let him go arm wrestle a young guy who doesn't lift and see what coach does. Find out what happens to coach's arm as it breaks off.
We cared about this, and these were the standards. It was either, in some gyms, it's like I've heard lowliners say the 300, 400, 500, which is what I built part of my big 5-strength standard on years ago. And when
Lowblider's another fake, man. Tiger Fitness. That guy's a drug addict. Pure drug addict.
I was coming up, it was the 3-plate, 4-plate, 5-plate. So in order for you to get respect at the gym, you had to be able to bench 3 plates, squat 4 plates.
Oh, you go to the gym to get respect, so you have to bench press 3 plates, 4 plates to get respect from the people. Oh, I understand. Okay. Destroying yourself, trying to reach that goal. God got it.
Deadlift 5 plates.
Yes.
And in fact,
deadlift 5 plates, okay.
Anybody who used gear before you could do that got made fun of. Because
anybody who used gear before that got made fun of. They've been using gear for decades. What are you talking about, man?
They hadn't paid their dues. It was a completely different world than today.
They hadn't paid their dues. Totally different world, bro. When I was going to the gym in the 80s and 90s, I'm telling you, people were drugged. Like back then, they were more on drugs because it was legal. You could get it anywhere. You could carry it with you from Mexico on an airplane, bring it back, boo, this, that. They were on steroids until the law passed in '94, and then they just pumped out fake stuff everywhere. It was illegal to get it. But it was around, man. It was legal. It was everywhere, bro. Get it? These people were walking around. They were massive. They're all on drugs. The gyms and everywhere where you were going, Gold's Gym was popular, World's Gym. They're all on drugs, even at Victani's. Even at the shitty gyms like Victani's, they started taking steroids, bro.
Today's world, right? In today's world, all the kids.
Look at the YMCA guys. YMCA. Holy shit, bro. They not look built to you. Yeah, they're on steroids.
Start on the SARMs, goblins. They start stuff. Guys are on, trend and everything. 6 months after they.
The SARM stuff that just took off a while ago, and the trend thing that just started to come back again. They used to call it Finiplex, right? So the trend drug became popular again at some point. I don't know. But it's a very harsh, toxic drug. Maybe people are drawn to more toxicity. They like to destroy themselves faster than the last time. More toxic drug, the better, yeah.
Join the gym because they want to.
You see, here's the thing. The more toxic the anabolic, the more it exudes a very unusual look on your body. That's why it gives you this look. And it's like, oh, what's that look? What's creating that look? It's the toxicity, really. That skin and everything, that look, cellophane, and that muscular look, the lines and everything, because it's toxic, bro.
Be aesthetic bra, and it's a different world. Okay, times have changed, and I get that.
What's aesthetic? I know. If you have low body fat, you're aesthetic. So if you look more anorexic than the last time, you're aesthetic. Yeah, looking anorexic is very aesthetic. That's the new look. Yes.
I know I'm an old guy from a different era, but I get that those times have changed.
He's an old guy from a different era. Then I must be a very, very old guy from a different era, because I'm 10 years older than him.
But back then it was different. People didn't want to give you gear. They didn't want to help you fight.
He says he's been lifting 25 years. We're in 2024, right? 25 years. So only since the millennium. Well, I've been in and out of, like, I took, martial arts. There was a gym down there. I didn't do very much with it in the 70s. And then, the 80s came around, kind of went to the gym here and there. So I've been kind of, I've been in it longer than him. I'd say more than 40 years. But I'm a kind of on and off person. I'm not a chronic lifter like him. He's chronic lifting because he's a lifting slave, bro. He made this into some sort of sport, which it's not.
And you got made fun of. Like you were expected to build your base natural. Like guys expected you to be strong.
people expected you to be natural, strong, to be strong, to be natural, to build a base. What are you talking about, man? Nobody in there back then even gave a shit. But they were enthralled with these people taking steroids because they were look around. There was no social media back then. There was no such thing as fake natty. He's a fake natty. Nobody did that. They just looked around and go, wow. People were looking at people like at all that they were on these steroids and they could look like this. They could look like a cartoon character walking around, get it? Plus, it could help. It makes you lift a heavy weight. That would be another thing. So it gave you these superpowers. They saw these drugs that, whoa, they give you these superpowers. You could be like Superman. Nobody said fake natties or was against them or hated them for looking like that. People couldn't stop staring at people on steroids. Shit. I remember going in the gym, seeing this guy, Sandro. Man, I never seen a guy like that with a back so wide like him back in the day. Christ, his back was so goddamn wide. He was so big, man. He was on steroids and it was depressing him. I saw him in the changing room and he was sitting down. He looked like he was depressed or something was going on with him. I don't know. It's the steroids. But he had a physique. It was amazing on the steroids. And I was like, I would always visualize that physique. And I was like, in my mind, that was the physique that I wanted. But I knew it was unobtainable without those drugs to get that cosmetic look. I'm not talking about your natural body look. To get that cosmetic look, it was unobtainable without those drugs. It was. And I knew you would have to, in my mind told me, you would have to sacrifice. This can't be good, taking these drugs. Because people would complain about their balls shrinking, they disappeared, There was depression. You can see these guys, they were depressed. They were having all kinds of issues, man. And they had skin issues, this, that, something, health issues, heart issues, a whole bunch of stuff.
They're like, because if you're not strong, and I'm not saying this is true, this is how it was viewed, this was the culture. If you were not strong, then using gear was a waste of time and cheating.
If you are not strong, you mean if you are not good at lifting these weights, you are strong, you're young. You mean if you're not good at lifting these weights, then yeah, okay, whatever.
You weren't getting the most out of it, and you hadn't earned the right to do it. Okay?
You didn't earn the right to do it, bro. See how he's recruiting you guys as slaves? Oh, guys, you did the drugs, man. You didn't get the right to use the drugs, guy. If you didn't do it naturally, bro, come on. Meanwhile, your coach is taking drugs and creating a healthy bank account. Recruiting more lifting slaves, bro. Than the
now, when I say the 315 bench, people will go, that seems like not a balanced strength standard. Those others are. That's a harder lift to hit than a 500 deadlift. For most people, there's truth to that, yeah. But we weren't talking about like what you guys just saw me do.
I gotta tell you something. The most destructive exercises that I know that people got injured on was deadlift and squat. Squat destroyed people. I mean, literally crippled people. I've seen them crippled. I see them get crippled. And deadlift, they got crippled. Yeah, they ended up with like, they're fucked. They're fucked. They're with a walker or a wheelchair or some shit. They're completely messed up. And there are other sports that have crippled people. I've seen them cripple. Sports cripple people, bro.
Okay, a 315.
So yeah, there's certain things they will cripple you. Definitely, they will cripple you. I personally never did deadlifts. I never did deadlift. I didn't even understand it. At first, I didn't even want to do squats. I didn't want to do squats. I don't know. I was just so against squats. I don't know what it was, man. I don't know what it was with those kind of lifts, but I just didn't do them. And then I got used to doing the squat. Then I found that the squat was the king for me. But I didn't do any deadlifts. Now, I've tried a deadlift where I didn't even practice at it, a 500-pound deadlift without practicing, because I've done other lifts, and I was able to do it. But I'm just saying, I just don't do deadlifts. And the majority of people, they don't do deadlifts, bro. They don't. They stay away from the deadlift. They'll do everything else, bench press, OHP, and everything. You'll see lifters, even online, they'll talk about it. They'll avoid the deadlift, but they'll do like squat, bench, and OHP. But they'll avoid deadlifting. Look at their channels. Go there. You'll see. They're avoiding the deadlift. A lot of them. They avoid deadlifts. I don't know why that is. They don't like doing deadlift. And then you get channels that do deadlift, but they don't do anything else. They don't do squat. They stay away from squatting and they do deadlifting. Like a guy I knew in the gym, he would do the deadlifting, but he would never do the squatting. And me personally, I would always squat, but I wouldn't deadlift. So there you go. I guess, I don't know, maybe it's preference. I can't really tell you for sure.
Bench by gym standards back in the, we didn't mean to powerlifting standards, or the super strict 3-second pause, heels flat, like I just did, right? That's not what you were required to do. It was, if you bounced it off your chest, even if the butt came off the bench a little bit, guys counted it. Okay, that's why even back then people were like, well, how much? And I it's spouted numbers that I benched a long time ago that I don't repeat because it's silly, because they were.
If that's because I think what's his name was complaining about him. Vegan Gains was complaining about Co-Chair. He said, oh, he's always doing 2 plates. Well, he's doing 3 plates now. It looks like 3 plates. I can't tell. Maybe they're fake. They say 45 pounds. It looks like 3. 1, 2, 3. That's 315 bench press.
Serious cheating lifts with 2 spotters helping me lift and butt off the bench. I don't want to count those. So I don't discuss that anymore, even though some people like to bring it. I don't do that.
Okay, 1 rep. I thought he was moving for aesthetic look. What's 1 rep going to do?
Okay, because it's just silly. It's just silly.
Maybe he's too weak to do 10 reps, so he just does 1 rep for everything, 1 rep. That's why I say powerlifters are weak, because they're doing the same weight as bodybuilders, but they only do 1 rep. Bodybuilders, they rep this shit out like 10, 20, 30 repetitions, bro. They gotta be stronger bodybuilders than powerlifters, because these powerlifters are so weak they can only rep once. That sucks.
But yeah, that was how it was viewed.
Man, Bumstead does this and 5 plates more. And he's like repping them out, bro. He's not doing 1 rep.
As long as you got the 315 up, they counted it. Now, I personally don't count that these days. I'm like, no, that doesn't count. I don't even count a bench that's not paused. This is my opinion. But that's from also.
All right, this is 405.
Doing a lot of powerlifting and powerlifting judging. Got stricter standards. I like to see a nice, pretty bench like you guys saw me.
Whoa, 1 rep, man? I guess that's the aesthetic look, right? 1 rep is going to create aesthetic look. Cut me a break, man.
You there, right? Because we can't deny that. You come in and you do a nice wide grip like that. You don't have leverage as helping.
But he does those like 1 rep, but then he grabs the dumbbells and he throws them up in the air like he's such a lazy man. This guy is so lazy. God, gee, he sucks at lifting.
Flat back, butt stuck to the bench, heels on the floor, and you hold it for 3 seconds on your chest. Okay?
That's why he's adapted. He's not getting anywhere. There's no progression here. It's all garbage.
I like that sort of strength standard. Even competition's not that strong.
Right, okay.
I like to come in with just chalk and a belt and use a stiff bar, not a deadlift.
Yeah, it's chalk and a belt.
Bar, so you don't get that whip and cheat. Honest with yourself, and that's really what it comes down to.
Did you see that face? Oh, holy shit, bro.
But I think that's the whole thing with the strength standards of, do you look a little big in front of a camera?
You look like a suffering slave.
Camera due to proportions and pump, or do you have some actual dense?
Yeah, do you look like you're pumped or you have some actual muscles that are dense? Did you grow any?
Serious muscle. Because if you have some serious muscle, you can move some pretty big weights.
I have some serious muscle, and believe me, I can move some serious weights. I don't have to prove it on my YouTube channel. I don't have to do any of that. Maybe I will later. Like I was already burnt out in a lot of my older videos. I was burnt out working out, bro. I didn't do demonstration videos, or I gotta do 1 PR video. I've never done any of those. You understand me? Maybe now I'll do some. I don't know, man. Depends how I feel, okay? I don't like watching people lifting, bro, okay? It's boring for me. This is not entertainment, but whatever.
Do a pretty respectable range of motion, because muscle tissue equals strength potential.
Exactly. Muscle tissue equals strength. If you have muscle tissue, not sarcoplasmic. But yeah, I got a lot of muscle, bro. Trust me. I'm pretty strong, man. I'm pretty strong. I even stand on a calf machine. It's 300 pounds. And so I stack it with about 1,000 pounds on top with the plates, 45-pound plates, 1,000 pounds on top of 300. So I stand under and I count to about 200 underneath that weight. I'll do that sometimes. You could call that an isometric thing. I stand under it and I count to 200. Yeah, sometimes I could stay longer. It depends. But at some point you can really feel it's bone crushing. And yeah, it's I would say that type is pretty good it makes me feel, I don't know. There's a chemical strength increase, a bunch of things going on there when you do that. And you don't get injured doing that. So that's another thing, because you're not using your body, you're just standing under a heavy weight.
Right, it raises your strength ceiling. But again, different era, that's just how we saw it back then. That's how things were. And it was just expected.
That's how it was? I don't think so.
That you should be strong. If you were serious about your...
You should be strong. You should be strong, because all you sheep are so weak out there. Coach is going to make you strong by recruiting you as a lifting slave. Yeah.
Lifting, even as a bodybuilder, someone cared about physique, you were expected to, be able to put up some big weights if you had to. And guys would have little friendly contests, It was very common.
Bodybuilders are on drugs just like powerlifters. They're all taking drugs and they're all doing the same thing.
Hey, let's just have a bench contest. Let's have a deadlift contest. The bros at the gym. It was normal. It's just how we did stuff. And I'm talking, the older guys, not even the kids.
Yes, let's have a contest. Let's see a guy who's like 5 feet tall have a contest with a giant that's like 7 feet 5 inches tall. Let's see him have a contest. Brutally massive giant, and a little man. Let's see if that's a contest.
Let's just have a little friendly competition. Who can bench those? Who can deadlift?
Yeah, a little friendly competition. Why do you think all the people are so small in the gym? You walk around, if you're a big, tall person, you walk around gym, notice everybody's small in there. They're insecure. That's why all the small people go in there, because they see themselves as weak. Jason Blaha, he's short, he's small. He's like Alpha Destiny. He sees himself as small and weak. So what do? They go to the gym because they think it's going to make them big and strong. When in fact, it's not going to make them bigger or stronger.
Dude, right in the middle of a workout, if a bunch of the stronger, bigger guys were at the gym, it's a different atmosphere.
The adaptation process is just to make you better at doing these movements. That's all it does. Your body calibrates you to be good at doing these movements.
World. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today.
Thank God, man. I'll see you in the next one, friends. So what you think about that? Like, subscribe, support the channel, comment down below. Helps with the algorithm. Do not be a lifting slave. Do not be recruited by this lifting slave, bro. Get it? Yeah. He's recruiting lifting slaves. I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.